One of the things I overlooked is the fact that when I did my Make 2D, I did not take the text with me. That's because these text items came through as meshes. Don't ask me why meshes don't work with Make 2D. I don't really know, but they don't. So what you have to do is actually convert your meshes to NURBS surfaces, and then it will compute. The easy way of doing that, as long as you have a controlled document and you don't have too many different meshes, you can say SEL MESH for select mesh, and it selects everything that is a mesh. And then you can type in mesh to NURB, and it converts all of them to NURBS, obviously. And then the easiest part now is just select everything and say Make 2D, hit OK, and now your diagram came out with text. Okay? So at this point you would just follow the same process for export, bring it into Illustrator, and then you're good to go. All right. What questions do you have?
How do you convert the meshes to...
How did I convert?
After you hit select mesh, what did you do?
Mesh to NURB. So you select the mesh, and you type in mesh to NURB.
Oh, okay.
So NURB surfaces are and NURBS is basically what Rhino is founded upon, right? It's the specific, non-uniform, I always forget what the R means, Bezier spline, or Bezier. Okay, so that's a very, very short video, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys knew about that. So the other thing I'll do while I'm recording right now is give you the assignment that's due on Tuesday of next week. So you've already done half of it, basically. We are going to have, in Illustrator, we need to have a sun angle diagram, and you'll have it annotated like this with the building in the center. I'll want to see line weights, and it doesn't have to be anything exhaustive yet, but I do want to see some of the building line weights, for instance, will be larger so that the building pops and some of the other information falls back. Don't expect to be critiqued on the line weights yet because we haven't discussed it. I just want you to play around with them and see what you can do with it. Okay, start the conversation. Begin thinking about what line weights can do. What does it mean to have... Oh, well, this is really going to be kind of a nightmare to change those line weights. That's unfortunate. Well, don't worry about the graph then, because for some reason it came through in little things. But make sure your building is all line weighted out. And then, so that's the sun path diagram. I only want to see one sun path diagram. In fact, maybe I want to see two. Yeah, I do. So this is, sorry, I just added part of the assignment. So I want to see a top view here, and I want to see like an isometric or perspective view on the side over here. Okay, so it's really easy. It's just, you know, Make 2D it, export it, put it on the sheet, give it a title. So I'm going to want to see some text with titles down, or titles of text down here, and call it top view, sun path, so on and so forth. Characters are up here. You can just change the size like this. Okay. That's really it. I don't care about the text right now. We'll talk about that in due time. I just want you to drop some text in there. Okay. If you missed that, the character panel is up here. The other part is, so that's one sheet. The other part is, where was that? Right here. I want to see 3 environmental analysis graphs. I want them to be your own unique color. So I did mine as red and black, so please change yours to something else. I want to see the dry bulb temperature. You should write this down, or just watch the video again at some point. I want to see the dry bulb temperature. I want to see the relative humidity. And I want to see the No, not what was it? Sky coverage. Where is it? Yeah, so dry bulb, I want to see relative humidity, and I want to see total sky cover. So to make these things customized, this is what you need to focus on. Make it customized. And the other thing that you need to be aware of, and I'm just going to throw this out to you and let you play around with it. This is the only part, I mean, you've got everything you need. You're already halfway done. The only part that you need to explore on your own here is these two inputs. Okay, so what's going to happen is the information that we've input from dry bulb temperature can be controlled by the low bound and high bound of 12 and 26. And it looks good in the top view like that. But if I switch to, say, relative humidity, hold on, I have other information here now. That's not relative humidity, is it? Oh, there it is. So if you switch to, for some reason it exported. Now it's doing this export thing we set it up for. So relative humidity obviously doesn't really tell me much because my low bound and my high bound are too restrictive. So right now everything for humidity is showing as if it's above the high boundary. So you'll need to play with these settings when you do your other exports. Does that make sense? Okay, so to recap, I want to see 3 unique environmental analysis graphics for dry bulb, relative humidity, and sky cover with your own custom color. And I want to see the top view sun path with a title and a perspective view sun path with a title. Oh, and I should just jump back to this real quick and say these should be properly labeled so that I can tell what it is, obviously. You have a question?
Do you want the sun like at a specific time of the year or just?
No. So the sun path, on my sun path, I took the sun off.
Okay.
So that's gone. Yeah. I just want to see it. Any other questions?
So can you repeat the graphs that you want again?
Yeah, graphs. The graphs that I want are dry bulb temperature, relative humidity, and sky cover. And this is all for the Fullerton location for now, until we figure out how to get the other CSV file. And then on this sheet, it's top view sun path diagram and perspective view sun path diagram
Those are titles? Just top and...
with titles.
Just top and...
Perspective. Yeah.
So that's it for
next week. So at this point, you've already got one graph. You've already got one of your sun angle things. So you just need to pop out 2 graphs, which is pretty quick at this point, and one of your sun angles, which right now, if you just went into perspective view, did a make 2D, and did this export process again, you'd be done in 10 minutes. All right.